a lot of these kids are coming in single parent households. And for example, of Andrew, his mom's great. She just has three kids and worked full time and needed a male influence. Yeah. But sometimes there's a situation where the parents are not doing what they need to do. Right. So it can be difficult. And there's definitely situations where people say, it doesn't work for me, and that's okay too. But the vast majority of the time, it ends up being a really cool experience, both for you and for the kid.
You are a big brother with Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Yes.
So how did you get into that?
Yeah. So actually my dad has been a big brother for a really long time. Okay. It started out with him when his dad wasn't around when he was young, so he had a big brother. I was single at the time, or I actually was dating Jessica at the time and just wanting to give back. I didn't have a lot of stuff going on in my life, and so signed up and met Andrew, and we've been paired together since he was like 9 or 10. So it's been about 10 years. Yeah.
I did not know that you could be paired up for that long.
You can be. And it's kind of an interesting relationship. I mean, sometimes like he actually just left for college.
Wow.
And they asked me, do you still want to be his big brother? And I'm like, well, whatever you want to label it doesn't matter. Like we're part of each other's lives now. I mean, he comes to family events and birthdays and vice versa.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, the girls have literally grown up with him. They look at him as a brother. So,
and you've known him since he was really young.
Really little. So I've seen all the stages of it, which is great. And the coolest thing about being a big brother is you're not their dad. Yeah. And I've told him that many times. I'm your friend. Yeah. But I'm going to treat you like I would treat my friend. So if you do something stupid, I'm going to tell you. Or if you're acting in a certain way that's not how you should be, I'll let you know. And then at the same time, when he gets in trouble, which has happened, I'm not there to discipline him. Right. I'm there to just kind of comfort him and then kind of give him some direction on how I would handle the situation. Some things he's listened to and some things he hasn't.
But it sounds like one of those things that every young person could use some sort of mentor or just friend. Right. And then I feel like people at our age, I feel like it's really, really good to have a younger person to kind of pour into, or at least take perspective on like who is coming up behind you, like what's the next generation.
And it's, you end up getting a lot out of it yourself, maybe more than you would ever think by doing it. And it's fun too. I mean, hey Jess, I gotta keep the girls. Me and Andrew are gonna go, see a movie, or we're gonna go do something, go fish, or whatever that may be. It's just like having a new friend, but at a younger age. Right. It takes time though. There's a lot of people that have been matched. It doesn't work, but I think you just create a relationship over time. So you were matched by Big Brothers Big Sisters. Yep. Okay. So did they look at your profiles and think you're interested in this, he's interested in this? They have this thing called sports buddies. That's how they get some people together. So basically they'll provide you tickets to sporting events or arrange things you can do with your little. So that's how we got into it. Okay. But he was a super shy kid. Okay. Super shy. And now he's really outgoing. He's a handsome kid. I'm hoping he does the right things in Gainesville. That's where he's going to school. And, that's something too, just thinking about being a parent, like you really can't control them. You can't. If you try, they're going to just resist. Exactly. So you got to try to just give them the tools to be the best people they can be. Right. It's just something that as you get older, you realize you cannot control children. Right. You could try. Right. But it's probably not going to go well. What I've learned from talking to so many different people about that, because that's a huge issue, I think, for a lot of people, in parent-child relationships, but then in other relationships where it's not necessarily telling someone what to do. It's more how to go about making their decision for themselves, make the better decision, and here are the tools to kind of do that. Right. So and it makes it easier. So if they don't do the right thing, then it's kind of you can try again. Exactly. Well, and you can use Jedi mind tricks with the kids and kind of get them to think it's their idea, right? Which is the best scenario. Ooh, teach me. Their idea. What's the Jedi mind trick? How do you do that? Well, it just depends on the situation, the scenario, but if you have an end result in mind, you can kind of try to lead them in a direction. I can't think of an example right now, but but so you're thinking, if I can get you to think this thing, and if I say things and suggest it, and then maybe, I'm in sales too, so it's just natural. I was going to say, it comes out. So Andrew, he is now going to college. Are you
only paired with one little, or can you?
Yeah. So they've asked me, do I want to go back into it? For right now, I don't think it's a good time. Like I said, we both have full-time jobs and a 6 and a 3-year-old. And so, maybe in a few years when he's done with school and kind of on his own, I might do it. I will do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. So like my dad's had multiple matches.
Okay. I mean, if he's been doing it for that long.
Yeah. So like when we first moved here, he got paired with someone. He's now out of college, through business school, doing really well. He works in the financial field, and now he's paired up with a Riverview High School student, plays football, and so it's really cool just to see the different stages.
So if somebody were to be, maybe this sparked their interest in it, and they're like, okay, maybe I would do this. What do they do? Just go to the website, go to call somebody? Yeah, they just really
reach out, and they'll talk to you and find out your likes and your interest and where you're at in your situation, and then they'll try to, pair someone. Obviously, you've got to go through background checks and screenings and all that. But yeah, it's a pretty smooth process, and then they check in with you, a couple times throughout the year, see how it's going. Any concerns you might have, because a lot of these kids are coming in single parent households, and for example, Andrew, his mom's great. She just has three kids and worked full time and needed a male influence. But sometimes there's a situation where the parents are not doing what they need to do.
Right.
So it can be difficult. And there's definitely situations where people say, it doesn't work for me, and that's okay too. But the vast majority of the time, it ends up being a really cool experience, both for you and for the kid.
So if it's not working, is there a smooth and gentle way to kind of get a new match or get out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they just kind of, they'll talk to the families and talk to the mentor, and it'll just be a pretty clean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no like tiptoeing around, like, I will totally see you later.
Yeah.
And then,
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Just mess with you, but I don't think so.
Okay. So is Sherry still in here? Okay. She's sitting behind the chair. So Sherry's also you have a little sister.
I do.
How long have you had that for? Or had her for?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Man, Suncoast is full of so many cool people.
Yeah, you would enjoy it. You should do it. They need women.
They do?
Yes.
Is that like a big need, or do they need?
Yeah, they need everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure, women.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in a family of 6 kids. Yeah. So me going out on my own, it was like, no more siblings.
Yes.
But maybe, I mean, like you said, it's probably extremely rewarding, especially when you stick with it and you can kind of see the kid grow.
It is, and it's only an hour. They only really ask you to do, I think it's an hour a month or an hour every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's really not that huge of a commitment. It's watching one less Netflix show or...
Yeah. Which we could definitely do with that.
Now you're dipping into sensitive territory.
It's like, no.
I know. Anytime a new show comes out, we're like, camp out on the couch.
Yep.
But
binge watch.
I guess a little could probably binge watch with us. So
sure. Just depends on the show.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I guess that is true.